Hey familia, Miranda here, and in today's video, I'm going to be taking on yet another challenge. So my buddy John over at Platix2, link to his YouTube channel will be in the description box below for you guys to go check out. But anywho, he put out a challenge to us BlueTubers to see how far back exactly our collection goes consecutively. And so my collection could easily go back to 1930, but unfortunately I do have a gap in 1934, which I will be correcting very, very soon. But today I am going to show you a film from each year from 1935 to 2023, and they aren't necessarily going to be, you know, like the spotlight films, big picture winners, anything like that. I kind of wanted to like steer away from like mainstream stuff and whatnot, and so I'm just going to be showing you guys a random film from each year. So let's go on ahead and get into this. All right, so kicking things off with 1935, I only had one film, and that is Scrooge. 1936, we have Mr. Deeds Goes to Town. 1937, Make Way for Tomorrow. 1938, Bringing Up Baby, such a fun film. And 1939, we have The Little Princess. All right, jumping into the 40s. For 1940, we have His Girl Friday. 1941, The Maltese Falcon. 1942, For Me and My Gal. 1943, Cabin in the Sky. 1944, another fun one, Arsenic and Old Lace. 1945, we have Guest Wife. 1946, Song of the South. 1947, the original Miracle on 34th Street. 1948, we have Bicycle Thieves. And 1949, we have On the Town. Moving on to the 50s, so for 1950, we have Champagne for Caesar. 1951, we have The Basketball Fix. 1952, Pat and Mike. 1953, we have The 5,000 Fingers of Dr. T. 1954, we have The Atomic Kid. 1955, Oklahoma. 1956, Carousel. 1957, The Three Faces of Eve, really great flick. For 1958, we have Vertigo, which is also the only film that I had for that year. 1959, Pillow Talk, I love this one. All right, getting into the 60s. So for 1960, we have Swiss Family Robinson. 1961, West Side Story. 1962, All Night Long. 1963, Charade. 1964, The Unsinkable Molly Brown. 1965, The Sons of Katie Elder. All right, 1966, Spin Out. 1967, we have Bonnie and Clyde. I love this one. I was so obsessed with them when I was a kid. 1968, Funny Girl. 1969, The Computer Wore Tennis Shoes. All right, now getting into the 70s, 1970, Cauldron of Blood. 1971, What's the Matter with Helen? 1972, Last Tango in Paris. 1973, The Crazies. 1974, The Towering Inferno. 1975, Shivers. 1976, The Little Girl Who Lives Down the Lane. 1977, The Hobbit. 1978, had to go with Cheech and Chong, Up in Smoke. And 1979, Hair. All right, here comes the 80s. So in 1980, there's a weird film, Forbidden Zone. This was very interesting, you guys. Really don't know what to make of this one, but it was interesting. 1981, we have Zoot Suit. 1982, The Dark Crystal. 1983, Losing It. 1984, Protocol, such a fun film starring Goldie Hawn. 1985, The Heavenly Kid. 1986 is film Playing for Keeps. I really enjoyed this one, you guys. If you're into the whole kind of like rock scene and everything, they try to turn this one kind of house or like old hotel into this like rock scene sort of hotel type place, and you know, town ain't having it and stuff, but it's a really fun flick, great music. 1987, Good Morning Vietnam. 1988, School Days. 1989, Turner and Hooch. All right, so moving into my favorite decade, the 90s. So for 1990, we have Green Card. 1991, Sarah Plain and Tall. This is based on the book. I actually really enjoyed this film, and I always loved the book growing up. They do have 2 sequels to this. But yeah, Sarah Plain and Tall, really enjoyed this one. 1992, we have Bitter Moon. 1993, Mi Vida Loca, otherwise known as My Crazy Life. 1994, fun one here, Getting Even with Dad. 1995, very underrated, Dangerous Minds. Love this one. Grew up on it. 1996, we have Wish Upon a Star. 1997, Amistad. I remember watching this one back in like middle school. Really, really great film, you guys, based on a true story. Doesn't get enough love. 1998, we have The Mighty. This is a beautiful film, another one based on the book, and I absolutely love this one, you guys. I read the book back in like middle school, and it just really kind of hits you guys. So we have The Mighty, and then 1999, Anna and the King. All right, heading into the 2000s. So for 2000, we have Finding Forrester. Love this one. 2001, we have O. 2002, I know this one got a lot of hate, but for some reason, I always enjoyed it, you know, back in the day. And we have Wise Girls for 2002. 2003, we have Shade. Very good little poker flick. For 2004, I went with Paparazzi, another underrated one. Love it. 2005, Memoirs of a Geisha. 2006, Walkout. 2007, Lars and the Real Girl. Such an interesting, different kind of role from Ryan Gosling. Absolutely love this. I think this is very, very underrated. It is just kind of, it's fun, it's heartwarming, and it just has a lot of great moments in it, you guys. For 2008, I went with Insanitarium. This is actually a really good flick, you guys. It is like a horror flick because there is, trust me, a lot of gore and blood and guts in this, cannibalism, and basically the main character, you have him infiltrating into this insane asylum to get his sister out, and they're practicing these kind of like scientific experiments that kind of like turns the people into like cannibals and all that stuff and whatnot. So it's crazy. It is wild. It is just one heck of a bloodbath. Really recommend this one. And for 2009, we have Middlemen. All right, for 2010, we have Ocean Heaven. Very beautiful, very heartbreaking film about a terminally ill father who has an autistic son, and basically him trying to, you know, get everything ready for his son as he passes and to make sure that he is cared and loved for. So got that one. 2011, we have a lovely Molly, very dark flick. The ending is creepy as hell, you guys. Really, really good. 2012, we have What Macy Knew. Very good flick here. Kind of heartbreaking and a very relatable situation. 2013, Bad Words. This movie is absolutely hilarious. 2014, we have Trash. 2015, Sisters. Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, just absolute amazing chemistry in here. This movie is just absolutely hilarious. It's ridiculous. The party scene there is just absolutely epic. So we got Sisters. 2016, Patterson, very excellent film about a guy and just kind of his routine life, that he does the same thing day to day, and just goes to show that sometimes, you know, no matter how much you try to have a routine, there's always bound to be hiccups along the way and stuff, and it is just really, really great. And also like the poetry that he writes in here and everything, it's so awesome, and just Adam Driver is absolutely fantastic in this role. 2017, I Killed Giants. This one, honestly, it has gotten like a lot of negative reviews, and I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe it's just that people don't quite understand it, but this does have to do with a little girl coping with the, not necessarily loss quite yet, but about her coping with having an ill mother who's on the verge of death and everything, and then in the end, you know, losing her and all that. So it basically has to do with kind of a child mental health and them, you know, coping through these sorts of things. So it's a really great flick. 2018, Alpha. This is a fantastic film, you guys, about this kid and this wolf, and then putting their trust in each other to survive. So 2019, I went with Little Monsters. This is a fun little zombie flick that I don't think many people know about. I actually got this one at Dollar Tree, and yeah, it's a blast, you guys. It's super fun and cheesy. 2020, I had to go with Words on Bathroom Walls. This one just really hits close to home. It hits hard. If you suffer from like depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, all that, it is highly relatable, and it's just kind of a interesting story here. I really, really enjoyed this one, and I highly recommend it. 2021, Blue Bayou, another great one, has to do with this guy. He grew up here in the US and everything, and he was brought when he was like a little kid or baby, whatever. But unfortunately, the whole process of him coming in and stuff wasn't done correctly, and so he ends up having to get deported. And so it is a very kind of heartbreaking story, but at the same time, it's also a beautiful film. 2022. Watcher. This film is great. The tension buildup in here, the uneasiness of this film is just fantastic, and Maika Monroe delivers a great performance in here. It is creepy, it's just kind of disturbing, and yeah, it's just, your anxiety definitely goes through the roof with this one. And last but not least, 2023, Missing. I really enjoyed this one just as much as Searching. So yeah, got Missing there. So those are all the films that I picked. Hopefully you guys have seen some of these. Let me know what are some of your favorites. I would love to know how far back your collection goes. So, you know, in the comments below, drop the year or even drop your own list if you'd like to. I don't mind. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the family if you have not, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!